Alright, hey guys, Mitch here, and I'm going to walk through. This is going to be a part 2 of my ScaleGen setup with Gadget video that I did a while back, and I will put a link in the description to that video to where I go more in depth. But today I'm going to focus on just getting the Quneo into ScaleGen. I'm going to walk through the whole process step by step, and I have my Quneo plugged into a USB hub via the camera connection kit, and I have it plugged into the iPad. So let's get started with that. So let's go to ScaleGen, and then let's pick a scale. And so let's just open up here, presets. Let's just do a minor scale. Okay, and you can see the minor scale changed. If we want to change the root note to F sharp minor, make scale. Okay. So now we have the scale there. Okay. Now, let's see what else. So it's pulling internal sounds right now. MIDI outputs. That's where you're going to select where you're going to send the notes out. And then MIDI inputs is where you're going to receive the notes. And if you just want, say, the Quneo, then you need to go through and unselect everything else because you just want the Quneo input into ScaleGen. And then, like I said in the other video, you'll use a direct mapping. Then you'll hit auto, and that will make it step up on the now I lost my internal sounds. Okay. There we go. Okay, so one thing to note is you kind of have two options here. You can either have the internal sound selected, or you can have, MIDI output selected. And maybe that's where I messed up, not fully explaining that whole process. And so now that I have ScaleGen listening to the Quneo, I want to route the messages from Quneo into Gadget. So let's pull up Gadget. And let's just pull up, I don't know, Miami. Okay, so in Gadget you need to do the advanced, and then as far as channels in, you want to receive, and this right here is where I guess the key is. You want to receive from ScaleGen. We can do it on all channels, but also you need to make sure that this is coming from something else that's not being used at the moment. Let's just do the Axiom. Okay, so right now Gadget's not hearing anything. So I'm going to go back in, and under the settings here, I'm going to push out virtual port to Gadget. See, that's not going to work. Let's see, ScaleGen. There we go. So it's the MIDI output. So you need to make sure that your MIDI output is set to the destination that's equal to whatever you have selected in here. So right now I have it receiving from ScaleGen. There it goes. Okay, sorry about that phone call. Okay, so anyway, where were we at? Okay, so you need to make sure the MIDI input on Gadget is wherever the source is being sent to. So in this case, I've selected ScaleGen. And so inside ScaleGen, I need to make sure that the MIDI output that I select is ScaleGen, because this right here is going to send it out to ScaleGen. Okay, you know, I could send it to network if I wanted to, and it's not going to work here. But if I select network, yeah, I never like using the network anyway, so just use ScaleGen. I've had better luck with using the actual, not using the network session that apps create unless absolutely necessary. So MIDI output to ScaleGen. You know, you can start on whatever channel. This is pitch bends are used to handle. Maybe this is for multi-channel stuff. I don't know. I've got to search exactly what this MIDI voices settings in here mean. But I guess if I wanted to start on a particular channel. But you know, anyway, so yeah, if you want to get ScaleGen working with the Quneo, you need to do all that. So let me walk through it one more time. In ScaleGen, I have the MIDI output to ScaleGen. I have MIDI input. I have the Quneo selected. And then the inputting from any channel. If I knew this exact channel that my Quneo was set in, I could even further isolate that channel out so that I know that only on, you know, channel 8 or whatever the Quneo set on is going to receive, ScaleGen is going to receive from that particular channel. That way I could, you know, possibly use the Quneo in another setting for something else if I wanted to control something else. And not go through ScaleGen. So you got the direct mapping on, auto. Make sure you select your scale. You know, major, minor, Dorian, Phrygian, whatever. Make sure you change the root, make scale. And then each time you need to go here to MIDI and hit direct mapping and auto. Every time you make a change up here and you hit make scale, it resets this screen. And then just make sure that ScaleGen is the output and not an internal sound. And then inside of Gadget, whatever gadget you want to use it for, make sure that the MIDI input is set to ScaleGen. You know, then you could go here and no input. Because if you just leave them all in all, then every gadget that you have open is going to play. And I go over, in the other video, I'll go over how I have Gadget set up and everything too. So I can't think of anything else. Hope this helps out. Sumiko Artist, he sent me a private message asking if I could maybe go into more in depth on the ScaleGen part. So hopefully that helped. If not, I'm gonna send him a direct link to the video. Sumiko, if this doesn't help, then we can do a Google Hangout or some text messages or something and get it straightened out so that you can get this straightened out on your end. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later.